Hi everyone, this is Sharon, and once again I'd like to welcome you back to my YouTube channel, Real Gals Fish. Now in this info vid, I'm going to quickly go over with you sinkers, or aka fishing weights. Now what is the purpose of a sinker? Well, basically it's to take your baited hook down to where the fish are. Now you don't have to use a sinker. If you can fish without one, by all means go right ahead. But you'll probably find that you'll need some sort of weight on your line to take your line down to where the fish are. Otherwise it's just going to flip around in the current. Now weights are usually made of poured lead. This is the common material that fishing weights are made of. A lot of people today don't like using lead because of the environment and health impacts of lead. So you can buy them in other materials. They'll be a little bit more expensive than the lead weights, but they are available. So let's take a look at some of the ones I have in front of me here. Now one of the most popular form of fishing weight is this one here. It's called a slip shot. And it gets its name because it looks like a piece of buckshot. But it's really convenient to use because all you do is pinch these little wings at the back and you see little jaws open up, and then you just crimp it on your fishing line. So it's really easy to get on and off. It's also a great weight to use if you have inline weights on your line. That's any weight that's threaded through on the main line, and you need to add a little bit more weight. You simply add a slip shot weight. Now an inline weight, as I just previously said, just let me get one out here, is any weight that is thread onto the main fishing line. Let's see this one here. And these are very popularly used with any form of hook, and especially with plastic baits or tube baits. These are quite popular to use with. These can slide up and down the line. You can have them further up the line, have a slip shot underneath, so that your line where your hook is floats a little bit more. But if you want to add additional weight to your line, and you want to use, say, a bigger inline weight, don't forget you have to cut your line and reset up your hook. That's why it's always good to maybe keep some of your slip shots, because it's just so much easier to add slip shot on top of your inline weight. Now another inline weight is this one here. This is a really popular one with worm hooks. This is called a bullet weight. It's also known as a worm weight. And this one is for plastic worms on the worm hooks. And they sit right on top of the head, the eye of the hook, on top of the head of the worm. Makes it look like very much part of the bait itself. And they too will ride up and down on the main line. Again, you can add slip shots if you want to put a little bit more weight on, but they come in various sizes and weights. Now this one right here is a dipsy or a teardrop weight. Now this weight is used in a drop shot setup, and any weights that you find that have a loop on the top here or a hole at the top where you thread your line through, they're for drop shot setups. And a drop shot is simply a line that hangs beneath your hook, and at the end of it is the weight, and that's a drop shot setup. Okay, and their shapes depending on their application. In this case, these round ones make it easier to pull your line through weeds and over rocky bottoms. Some of them are long and narrow, and they are used for what they call walking drop shot. Some have points on them so that they stick into the soft sediment at the bottom of the riverbed or the lake bed. But anything with a loop on it or a hole where you have to thread your line through, that is a drop shot weight. So we have some more. Again, here's another bullet weight. This is a smaller one. Inline, remember, anything that you have to thread your weight on, you put on your main line, thread it like a needle, that's going to be your inline weights. Drop shots, here's a small one, BB shot. You just simply open the little jaws and crimp them on the line. Now, as I mentioned before, the most common material for your sinkers is lead. You can get them in other materials. You just have to look for them. They're not as popular as the lead sinkers, but you can get them. And you might also want to check where you go fishing if they still allow to use any form of lead terminal tackle. Some places, I know here in Canada, national parks do not permit the use of lead terminal tackle when fishing. Matter of fact, you can't even have possession of it if you're in a national park in Canada. So you might want to keep that in mind if you happen to go fishing in one of those places. Lead weights come in packages that are clearly marked, the style and with their weight. Now remember, on the fishing rod, you have to look at the lure weight to show the rating for that rod, how much weight you can add on the line. So again, your lead weights will come rated in ounces. You don't want to buy anything too heavy. It might help you get your line out there on casting, but if you're using an ultralight set, you're really not going to use something this big. Otherwise, it's just going to be too heavy for the fish to take the line. Okay, so that in a nutshell are your sinkers or your fishing weights. So this is Sharon. Thanks for watching, and till the next time, tight lines.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?